Hello everybody, it's Ros from Frequent Traveller, and today we're beginning our journey from Port Augusta in South Australia to the Threeways in the Northern Territory. Along the way we're going to be visiting Woomera, Coober Pedy, Uluru and Alice Springs. So come along with us. And now we're going to book into our motel room at Discovery Parks, Port Augusta. We've just driven 5 hours from Ceduna to Port Augusta, and to say that we're shattered is an understatement. So this is our room. It's got a fridge, microwave, tea and coffee making facilities and a toaster. The park has a good range of accommodation. There's a caravan park, cabins, and you can also camp. There's also a pool, which is great because it's summer and it's really hot. And there's the cabins. So today we're starting our journey through the centre of Australia, and we're starting off at Port Augusta in South Australia, and we're working our way up through the Northern Territory. So our first stop today will be Woomera, which is in South Australia. So the drive time from Port Augusta to Woomera is 1 hour and 48 minutes. We've got a short drive today. Along the way we'll pass a unique variety of outback scenery, including salt lakes and mesas. Now, I've travelled this highway many times. My parents used to live in Woomera in the 1970s, so this is a little bit of a nostalgia trip for me. So here we are in the Donga. And this is the Donga, a rusty landscape full of saltbush. Next stop is Pimba, which is just outside of Woomera. So here we are at Spud's Roadhouse at Pimba, and this is where I had my 21st birthday. Spud's has changed a lot since the 1970s. Gone is the rustic roadhouse with the camel and donkey, and now we've got a glamorous new facade. Inside you'll find memorabilia that harks back to the glory days of Woomera Rocket Range. There are number plates from across Australia and the United States, and a collection of international military badges which reflects the multicultural vibe of Woomera in its heyday. This is my dad's badge, Swift to React. I feel a little sad I wasn't expecting that. And here's a little bit of magic. Woomera Rocket Range came into being after the Second World War and was once a world leader in the construction and testing of rockets. Scattered across the park you'll find a collection of rockets and military hardware that reflect these bygone days. Woomera is also the launch site of many satellites. Australia joined the Space Club in 1967 when we launched the WESAT satellite from Woomera. To learn more about Woomera's fascinating history, make sure to drop into the Woomera Heritage and Visitor Centre, where you can stop off for a coffee and a bite to eat or visit the museum. During its heyday, Woomera was home to around 7,000 people. When I visited in the 1970s, it had dwindled to 4,000 people, and at the moment it's home to around 150 people. So as you can see, it's a very different place from when I visited in the 1970s. For a piece of living history, make sure to stay at the Eldo Hotel. The restaurant and reception are housed in what used to be the Eldo Club, one of Woomera's favourite clubs, and I remember dancing the night away in the club's disco. The rooms are housed separately in what used to be living quarters, and they're a time capsule to life in Woomera. So today we're heading from Woomera to Coober Pedy in South Australia. The drive from Woomera to Coober Pedy should take around 4 hours. If you need a break from the road, make sure to stop at Leichhardt Rest Area. Here you'll find information boards on outback South Australia, and spectacular views of Leichhardt. This is Glendambo, and it's a great place to stock up on fuel, and if you need a break from the road, there's a motel, caravan park, and it also has a camping ground. And here we are in Coober Pedy. Coober Pedy is famous for opal mining and underground living. We stayed at the underground motel Coober Pedy, which is a charming motel which is cut into the side of a mountain. There are comfortable sitting areas, and there's also a shared kitchen. visiting Coober Pedy, make sure to head on up to the Big Winch 360. Not only will you see the Big Winch, but you'll see spectacular views of Coober Pedy. While there, you'll see the steel tree which Bob Amorosi built for his children so they could get tree climbing experience in an otherwise treeless environment. If you're planning a trip to Coober Pedy, it's important to note that some attractions close during low season, which is between December and February. Best time to visit Coober Pedy is the cooler months between May and October. Carved out of the ground is the pretty Catholic Church of St. Peter and St. Paul. For a truly fascinating glimpse into Coober Pedy's past, make sure to visit Old Timers Mine. Here you'll get to walk through the opal mine and visit some underground homes. The Opal Cave is instantly recognisable by the spaceship parked out front. The spaceship is left over from the movie Pitch Black, which starred Vin Diesel. Inside you'll find an Aladdin's cave of opal jewellery, local artworks and souvenirs. If you'd like to go noodling for opals, make sure to visit Tom's working opal mine. So today we're taking the 5-hour journey from Coober Pedy in South Australia to Garn in the Northern Territory. Before you leave Coober Pedy, make sure to stock up at the supermarket because the next supermarket isn't until Alice Springs, which is 688 kilometres away. On our way to Garn, we'll be stopping at 3 roadhouses. The first one is Cadney Homestead, which is 153 kilometres away, and it should take around an hour and a half to drive. As you drive along the Stuart Highway, you'll notice burnt-out cars on the side of the road. Get used to it because there's plenty of them. Rest area. There's Alan.
Hello.
This is Cadney Homestead, and if you want a break from the road, there's a motel, caravan park and pool. The next roadhouse is Marla Travellers Rest, which is 81 kilometres away, and it should take around 50 minutes to drive. Marla Travellers Rest is a huge roadhouse and it has everything you need. There's a motel, caravan park, a small market and a post office. next roadhouse is Coober Roadhouse, which is 179 kilometres away, and the drive will take around 2 hours. Coober Roadhouse is the first and last roadhouse in the Northern Territory, depending on which direction you're going, and we'll be leaving South Australia and crossing the Northern Territory border. Coober Roadhouse has a character-filled pub, motel, caravan park and camping grounds. And if I'm pronouncing Coober wrong, please let me know in the comments. Next stop is Garn, where we're going to be staying for the night, and that's 74 kilometres away, and it should take around about 45 minutes. Garn is the gateway to Uluru, better known to some as Ayres Rock, and that's where we'll be going tomorrow. This is our motel room at the Eldunda Roadhouse. There's also a caravan park and camping grounds, and it has a great restaurant and bar area. So today we're super excited because today we're going to Uluru. So what I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted by the wind is that today we're super excited because we're going to Uluru. And we're up super early because it's a 3-hour drive there and a 3-hour drive back. We want to pack in as much as we can. Right about now you might be thinking, oh look, there's Ayres Rock. But actually it's not, it's Mount Connor. And here's Mount Connor Lookout. Isn't it gorgeous? Don't you just love those outback colours? Time flies. So here we are at Uluru. Just look at it, it's huge. Lots of flies too. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, duh. Of course it's huge. It's Ayres Rock. But nothing really prepares you for how overwhelming it is to see it in person. There are a range of entry fees into the park. We paid $38 per adult and that gave us a 3-day pass. You'll find that parking at the base of the rock is restricted to designated parking areas, so you can't just stop wherever you want. Up close, Uluru is battle-scarred with deep gashes on its surface and pockmarked with holes and caves. Now here we are at the Marla car park, and this is where you can begin the base walk or the Marla walk. There's 4 different walks that you can do around Uluru, and if you want more information about that, check out our Ultimate Uluru guide, and we'll leave the links below. So the flies are really bad, so if you're going to be walking around the base, make sure that you have one of these fly screen things. They're really, really handy. We sell them on our website if you're interested, but yeah, they've saved us many times with the flies. Walking around the base is just spectacularly beautiful. You can see it's been weathered. It is just gorgeous, even just walking around the base. We still can't get over how huge it is. I suppose you see so many photos and it looks small, but it's just so imposing. We are so thrilled that we got the chance to come here. If you want more information on Uluru viewing areas, walks, tours and self-drive itinerary, make sure to click on our Ultimate Uluru guide, which we'll leave the link below. Now, our visit to Uluru was a spur-of-the-moment decision. We were passing, we thought we'd just drop in. But if I was to do it again, I would definitely consider staying at the resorts at Uluru or taking a full-day tour from Alice Springs. Now, we visited Uluru in the summer, which is probably not the best time to visit. The flies are out in droves and it is really hot. Best time to visit Uluru is between May and September. It's cooler and you won't suffer the flies so much. So this morning we're leaving Garn and we're taking the 2-hour journey up to Alice Springs. This is Stewart's Well Roadhouse and Caravan Park, and it's a great place to stop off for a meal, or you can visit the camel farm next door. We were fortunate to stay in 2 different styles of accommodation in Alice Springs. This is Desert Palms, Alice Springs. Desert Palms is family-friendly, self-catering accommodation. The villa has a kitchenette with microwave, electric hot plate and electric fry pan. For the best views of Alice Springs, head on up to Anzac Hill. Commune with nature at Simpson's Gap. Learn about the region at the Museum of Central Australia. See local artworks at the Albert Namatjira Gallery. Take a step into the past and visit the Alice Springs Telegraph Station Historical Reserve. Learn about distance education at the Alice Springs School of the Air. Visit John Flenn's Grave Historical Reserve. We also stayed at the Crown Plaza Alice Springs Lassiter's, which is one of the best hotels in Alice Springs, and it has connections to the casino and convention centre. We really enjoyed our stay. Today we leave Alice Springs and make our way to the Threeways in the Northern Territory. From there we'll be retracing our steps along the Barkly Highway to Barkly Homestead and inching a little closer to our home state of Queensland. Alice Springs to the Threeways is a 5.5 hour journey which will take us past the Devil's Marbles and through the township of Tennant Creek. Next stop is the Aileron Roadhouse, which is 130 kilometres away and should take around about 1.5 hours to drive. If you'd like to continue the journey on the Stuart Highway to Katherine, make sure to watch our road trip from the Barkly Homestead to Katherine video, which we'll put at the end of this video. The Aileron Roadhouse is famous for two massive sculptures, the Amatjura Man and the Amatjura Woman and Child, and they're sculptures by Mark Egan. Tea Tree Roadhouse is 60 kilometres from Aileron Roadhouse and should take around about 40 minutes to drive. Barrow Creek is 108 kilometres from Tea Tree Roadhouse and takes around about an hour to drive. Barrow Creek is one of the 4 remaining telegraph stations along the original Overland Telegraph line. Our next stop is Wincliffe Well Roadhouse, which is 73 kilometres away, should take around about 45 minutes, and it's the UFO capital of Australia. Our next stop is Kalu Kalu, or you might know it as the Devil's Marbles, and that's 37 kilometres away, which should take around about 25 minutes. The local Woomera people believe that Kalu Kalu, Devil's Marbles, are the fossilised eggs of the rainbow serpent. Devil's Marbles to Tennant Creek is 96 kilometres away and should take about an hour. So here we are in Tennant Creek and we only have 25 kilometres to go until we reach the Threeways. So So here we are at the Threeways. You can continue north on the Stuart Highway to Katherine. You can go and turn around and go back down to Port Augusta on the Stuart Highway, or like us, you can go and turn now and head east on the Barkly Highway, and we'll be going and travelling to Barkly Homestead tonight. So our travel's not over yet. I hope you've enjoyed our video, and if you like our video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We really do appreciate it. Thank you for coming on the journey.
Continue on National